Okay, well, the intro did not. So yes, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Ghostoul Podcast. Well, what a treat I have for you tonight. We have the lovely ladies from Lost Souls Paracon. Woo, woo, woo.
Evening.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? How is everybody?
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, really good. Thank you.
Good, good. Kev Kerr is in the house. Good evening, sir. Hope you're good. So, ladies, where did it all start for you, for yourselves? What sparked the interest for the paranormal?
Oh, go on, Joe. You can go first.
Oh God, why do I always have to go first? I've always been interested in the paranormal since being a really small kid. Obviously, I'm a medium, so I guess it kind of just goes with the territory, doesn't it? And then I remember my mum saying to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I just said to her, "I want a book on Borley Rectory." And she said, "I beg your pardon?" I said, "Yeah, I want the ghosts of Borley Rectory." And I think that they just kind of really stemmed from there for me, and just obviously the paranormal in general kind of saved me as well. So I think, going through a divorce and going through stuff like that, kind of, you either, let it consume you, or you just get another interest. And I went back into the paranormal, which, yeah, I'm glad I did, though.
Because now you're stuck with us.
I know, it's great.
Yeah. So I'll go. Okay, I'll go. Well, it was a bit different for me. It was more of an experience when I was little. Basically, one night, I must have been about 5 or 6. I don't know exactly. But one night I'd gone to bed, and at first I didn't know if I was like half asleep or awake or what. But it was kind of like my clothes started dancing around the bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I put it to the back of my mind and went a long time without really thinking about anything sort of paranormal until I moved into my first home. And then it's all kind of snowballed from there. And I met Nikki.
met me long before the weirdness.
Pretty much.
Oh, is it me now? Okay.
It is you now, yeah.
Mine's not nearly that exciting. I mean, obviously I'm about as psychic as your average brick, so it's nothing like Joe, or no exciting experience like Gemma. I was the typical fascinated teenager, watching, what was it, Strange But True, and things that we all used to watch in the 90s, with a couple of friends at school who were into the same kind of thing. It wasn't big like it is now. It was kind of a little thing that you kept to yourself because it was a bit weird, but yeah, it was the spooky stuff as a teenager, playing with Ouija boards in your friend's bedroom and scaring yourselves half to death, that kind of thing. And then as an adult, probably 10 years ago now, Jen, maybe a little bit longer. I mean, I've known Gemma since we were 18. We won't talk about how long.
A long time.
But then about 10 years ago, we reconnected through the common interest in the paranormal stuff, and it's all gone from there. We went on public ghost hunts, then we got taken on as kind of team leaders by a public events company, and really quickly after, we, with Rachel, branched off and did Lost Soul Paranormal, and the rest is kind of history.
Yep.
Nice. So, do you have a particular Paracon coming up this year? So where was Lost Souls Paracon born? Where was the initial idea?
We're kind of just about a few years, really, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a really long time, kind of just throwing ideas around, but it was something that never really came to fruition. And then maybe not quite a year ago, Joe, we all started talking about maybe let's make this happen, and we all committed. And probably 6 months ago now, didn't we? We started looking at venues and going around and doing all the exciting stuff, and kind of just threw ourselves in and decided that after a really long time of talking about it and how amazing we could make something, we decided we were going to do it.
Yeah.
It is quite amazing though how everything kind of just snowballed. We said, right, let's do this, and then literally within, I think, 2 weeks, not even that, I think 10 days, we'd got our venue booked, we'd done the website, we'd, priced everything, and yeah, we launched. And honestly, we haven't looked back, have we? We didn't realize how well we would be received. And, like everything at the moment, social media is huge for us, but just having that backing of the paranormal community, but also newbies as well, because that's the one thing that we wanted to reach out to is for it to be accessible to everybody. And because the three of us are all involved, there is no hierarchy. So, we all talk about everything together. We've all got full transparency, and we make the decisions all together as well.
It's that's good. We all sing the same hymn sheet, really.
Yeah,
it is, because when you have a group of people together and you've all got your different ideas, I think we should do this. No, I don't really agree with that. Come on, listen to me. Don't listen to her or him. And then that's when things can go wrong. But like you said, if you're all singing on the same hymn sheet and you're all going to the same goal, then that's quite rare sometimes. Especially even in like you say, public event teams and paranormal groups. There's always, it doesn't last very long, does it? There always seems something happens, and then the cracks start appearing.
We're not there for the drama.
No, definitely not.
Life's too short, and there's drama everywhere, and we'd rather just we're just three friends together just wanting to put on an epic event, and we're all pulling in the same direction. And I think it's when you don't have that, and you don't have that ability to kind of see past what you're trying to achieve, or somebody wants to take control, or somebody wants to kind of freeze people out and doesn't be transparent. That's when the cracks tend to show. And I think because all of us bring something totally different to the Paracon. Gemma looks after all of our social media. I do all of the designing of the posters, the posts and things like that for Gemma to share out. Nikki is like chief organizer, so she gets hold of the stall holders and she emails people. So we all have our different strengths and our different weaknesses, and it works. And I'm really thankful that we've got the team that we've got.
Yeah. I'm the main pain in the speakers' backsides, aren't I?
I'm glad you are.
So when is it? When is the Paracon?
So
10th through 12th.
Yeah, 10th to the 12th of October.
Oh, nice! Just before Halloween. That's a good time. Yeah. So is it a weekend? I take it.
Yes,
it is. It's Friday the 10th until Sunday the 12th. So yeah, we've got only a limited number of weekend tickets available now. They literally, I think we just had an influx since after Christmas, really. But because it is affordable, it is one of those events that, for a weekend event, especially with the speakers that we've got, the itinerary that we've got, it is affordable. And we're doing 3-month payment plans as well, which causes me massive headaches, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
So for anybody that is thinking about coming along, how much are the tickets if they're still available?
So they range, actually, because we put some market research out there, and we were finding that obviously with the cost of living that we've got at the moment being so high, there were people who were saying, we can't afford this. We want, is there any day tickets? So our day tickets start from £55 up to the full weekend tickets, which are 180. Now, There is no accommodation involved with that's provided, but we do have on our website the list of guest information. So people can go on booking.com, or they can have a look at the travel lodge and, pick up really, really good deals, and especially on Airbnb as well. If you're booking in advance, then
that was one of the main reasons. Yeah, it's one of the main reasons why we looked at Chester, wasn't it? We're not tying people into one place. There's so many places to stay for budget. If people want a bit of a fancy weekend, absolutely, they can stay at the Crown Plaza. It's beautiful, but you're not forced to.
No, there's cheaper alternatives available.
Yeah.
That's obviously that is important to people, because it depends where they live in the country. They've got to pay for petrol to get there. But no, it sounds good.
I think that's another reason why we chose Chester as well, is because the rail links are fantastic. The airport links as well, because we've got quite a lot of people coming from the US. They're actually coming over. So the airport links are fantastic for Chester as well. And plus, it's probably one of the most historic cities after York. So that's another reason why we chose it. Yeah.
So you're right to run through some of your guests that you have on.
Yeah, we've actually announced the full lineups to now, though, so we're not going to let any cats out of the bag. We have got. We've nearly done it before. Obviously, we have got our Americans coming over. So we've got Mike and Chris from the Wraith Chasers. They're a bit of a given when it comes to us, because they're friends of ours now. We've got Kalani Ghost Hunter, who's obviously started off doing his paranormal stuff, and then he's gone into these viral food reviews. So he's pretty.
Yeah, I've been seeing them.
Yeah, I think he's back over here at the end of this month doing more spooky stuff. So that'll be good. We've got Dan and Adam from Ghost Trip Investigation.
Yeah.
We have got Dr. Cal Cooper, the parapsychologist. Who else have we got? Steve Mera and Barry Fitzgerald doing the UFO cryptid type stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
We wanted to keep it as broad as we could. We didn't want to kind of pigeonhole ourselves into this is just paranormal.
Yeah.
It's we are called a Paracon, but we needed there to be something for everybody. It's such a huge, broad subject. It'd be really, really daft, really, if we locked ourselves into a little paranormal corner, as happy as we'd be.
Yeah.
Who else have I forgotten? We've got Mike Covel.
She's throwing her ghost around.
Maybe
I can't get up quick enough to try and take it off of her.
Just leave her to it. She'll pop her head on in a minute.
Honestly,
we've got the two that are doing the haunted, the ghost tour.
We've got Mike Covel, the historian from Hull. He is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you've ever heard Mike speak about anything, but the way he looks into history. Yeah, he's done a lot on the Ripper, paranormal history. He's done paranormal lockdown, most haunted, all the usual. But we're really excited to see what he can dig up about Chester, because there's always something that you do not expect. He's one of our hosts for the Haunted Taverns tour. And then we have Danny Moss, who we can't do a Paracon in Chester without, and we can't do a pub crawl without him. So he's another one of our pub crawl hosts.
Oh, nice. So you mentioned, is there stalls also available, like selling items?
Yeah, so we've got the Lost Soul Marketplace, which is we've got an array of different things, haven't we? So we've got sweet treats, we've got all your usual kind of mythology. I can't even say that word tonight. Obviously, like the paranormal tech. We've got quite a wide range of goodies for everybody. So
yeah,
he's good. But we are still looking for stall holders. So if there is anybody out there that wants to pop along for the weekend, then they can look at our exhibitor page on the website.
That's good. So we have, who's this? Alias says hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hope you're well. So you mentioned the Wraith Chasers. How did you get involved with them in the first place?
They were speakers at Festival of the Unexplained a few years ago, where we were co-organisers. And obviously we've kept in touch with a lot of the speakers since then, but we just hit it off instantly with those two. well, three. Three don't come
yeah.
over that often. But yeah, so we've kept in touch. We keep running events, and they've become friends now rather than acquaintances of paranormal kind. So every opportunity we get, we bring them over. They're really good fun. People love to meet them because they bring something a little bit different. You know, it's light-hearted and not too serious, and
Yeah.
bits.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
that's
stuck with us now. They can't shake us off.
Like every time you come over, come on, let's go.
Oh no, it's the opposite. I've usually got them in my messages saying, "So what are we doing next? Where are we going next?
Yeah.
Leave me alone for a while."
Oh, nice. Oh, Mr. Mark Williams is here. Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Hope you're well. So, obviously, I've worked with Jolene before on the old TV.
Our claim to fame, isn't it, Mickey?
Yep, my only claim to fame. So, how have you? This is more towards Jolene for this question. How have you found your paranormal journey since that year of 2016?
God, to be honest with you, I don't think I was in the right headspace for Celebrity Haunted Hotel. Obviously, going through a separation, going through a divorce, it was a very, very trying time. And yeah, it was, you know, we had such long days. You know, we were on set in the morning at 7. We weren't leaving until 3 a.m. the next morning. But to be honest with you, my feet didn't really touch the ground after we'd finished that. So I went on to do Britain's Scariest Hauntings. I went on to do the World's Scariest Hauntings, Most Terrifying Places, Paranormal Unexplained, Paranormal Caught on Camera, great Good Morning Britain. And then obviously I've worked with Peter Andre on This Morning. This morning again with Josie Gibson and doing other bits and pieces for This Morning. So I've got really, really good relationships with, you know, like ITV and those places. And it was quite funny actually, because I had a call from Danny Robbins as well at one point asking me to discuss a location, which isn't one of my favorite locations. And I kind of told him so as well. So I'm just waiting to see what happens with that one.
Could be on Uncanny.
Possibly. Who knows?
Yeah.
She's
so
everywhere.
But yeah, it's been good. It has been good.
Yeah.
You know, we've got people coming from America who follow me over there, and my mediumship kind of surpasses itself now. And, you know, I do an awful lot of readings for people over the pond, and I'm constantly getting messages about when I'm going over there to do an event, and, you know, what events we've got coming up, which is really cool because some of the Americans are coming over. She did not say no to that.
That's what I was smiling at.
Yeah. I wasn't a celebrity guest at Wilder Hope at all. But no, I enjoy it. And as you know, Mickey, anyway, I'm down to earth. You know, I've got time for everybody. And, you know, it's just a job, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Do you enjoy it?
Love it. Absolutely love it. And I think the Paracon is taking quite a lot of our time at the moment, especially free time. And, you know, all of our efforts are going into that at the moment. However, I do have my diary, which is open, and it's constantly, my mother looks after it. So she's always saying to me, you know, are you free this date? Are you free that date? But obviously at the moment, I'm not free to do anything. I'm incapacitated.
She's a busy girl.
Oh, yeah.
So Gemma and Nikki, well, obviously Jolene has joined you now. Are you still going to be doing your events for Lost Souls?
Oh yeah.
Does the Lost Souls Paranormal still exist?
Yes.
It does, yeah. Okay. Yeah, just checking.
I mean, we don't really run many events at the moment. They tend to be like the bigger things, like with the Wraith Chasers. But yeah, and in fact, we've got one coming up in a couple of weeks, haven't we, Nikki?
Yeah, 2 weeks on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, where you going?
Lightwood's house in Smethwick.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool,
Never
actually.
been
Me and Gemma went a couple of weeks ago to check it out and have a look round. I mean, the drive home was a disaster. We'll not talk about that. But the actual place itself was great. Really looking forward to going back.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
So that's on the 8th of March, is that? And are the tickets still available, Nikki? I think there are, aren't they?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
That's good. Come on, people. Come and get a ticket.
They're on the website.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some other people there. And the Wraith Chasers are going to be there. So that's going to be the first time they're here in the UK. But also it's a brand new location for the girls as well. So
in the UK. 5 times the last 2 years.
First time this year, I meant to say.
I was going to say, well,
I might start there thinking, oh God, yeah.
I mean, you were there for some of them, Joe.
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh dear.
Yeah, the first time this year that they're arriving, and then they're back obviously in October for the Paracon.
so do they normally come over a couple of times a year?
Yeah,
See,
usually twice a year.
Twice a year, yeah, for the events.
I can't organise anymore. It's too much.
So are you girls believers in the spiritual world? Obviously, I believe Jolene probably is, to be fair. But you never know. She might not be.
I'm a skeptical believer. I'd rather try and debunk first. And then when it's completely unexplained, then that's when I get excited.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm very much a skeptical believer. I don't think I'd be doing it this long if I didn't think there was something. I'm just not entirely sure what it is yet.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not one that thinks every radiator pipe knocking is paranormal. I'm very much like Gemma, you know. I want it proven to me.
Yeah.
What would be that proof for you, though?
It could be one of loads of things, I guess. But I mean, it's the Holy Grail, isn't it? The full apparition. But how many people are ever going to see that?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Ali. How are you, sir?
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties.
Joe's being possessed.
My dog's like, she's just like, you're not paying me attention. So I'm just going to literally just do what I'm going to do. So you can just act as to do what you're doing. So yeah, she's switching lights off and everything else. And I'm like, oh God.
So have you girls ever seen a ghost?
Yes.
I've seen things that I can't explain with my eyes.
Okay.
I mean, the very first event I went to with Nikki was Oakwell Hall, wasn't it? And I explained. Actually, Jolene, you were there as well. You were there with Garrett, yeah. And I explained to Nikki, I could see like a whirlwind sort of effect on the stairs. And then as people were coming in, I saw like a dark shadow of somebody walking out the building, and I thought that was a bit weird. So I've mentioned it to Nikki. Then as Gary and Jolene were opening up the event, they both basically said the exact same thing, and I was sat there with my eyes wide open like, what? You know? But, I mean, I don't often see much.
No. But that would be boring, wouldn't it, if you saw a ghost every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be all like, oh, there we go, all done. Let's not do this anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'd be a quick trip, wouldn't it?
I mean, what would we spend all our money on and time doing?
Exactly.
I just like the experience of trying to find out.
The hope.
Yeah.
That next time I'll see something. So if you saw something, would you?
Really, I was gonna say, I think what takes over it for me is I think I'm a bit of a history nerd. Rather than sitting and waiting for something to happen in front of me, I love being in these old places when there's nobody else there, in the dark, getting to have a right good look around.
I absolutely love that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bonus for what we do.
Yeah.
Some of the historical places that we go to, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
So Jolene, you said that you've seen a ghost. Let's have a chat.
It comes with the territory, doesn't it, for me, really?
Okay, then we'll split this up. I take it as a medium. Yeah, you can see spirits in your head. Is that how it works? And also with the eyes. So which one? Yeah. Have you seen one with your eyes? Just like walking around? Yeah.
Yeah, I was at quite a well-known venue, and I was there with another girl called Claire Barron, and I just remember sort of like looking at something, and I was like, "What the hell's that?" And I'd never seen it. Kind of, it was like water, but the only way that I could describe it was like, like a fish moves through water. And I looked, and I'd never seen anything like it before. I'd see people as a form, I see people as mists, I see people like that, but this was like running round, and it was really quick. And I just remember Claire looking at me, and she said, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Do you not see that?" And she was like, "See what?" And when the person looked at the CCTV footage, you can actually see the ripples. And I was like, "Can I have a copy of that, please? Because I'd really, really like that." But also doing a live stream as well. I think I was in my old house, and I was doing a live stream for somebody and just doing a reading. And I was talking about her dad. And I just remember, just out of nowhere at the back of me, something like popped out the back, and you could see his face as clear as day, and then it just disappeared straight away. And she even saw it live on the screen. So that was really good, because there was loads of people on the live saying, "Oh my God, did you see that? That was amazing." So yeah, it is good. I think the best things though is when you hear them. As clear as day in your ear, you hear them, and they try and scare you.
Do you think that's what they're doing?
Well, the one in the Eloise in Detroit did, yeah, definitely, because I've been speaking about him constantly, and we were down in the cellar area, and there was about 8 of us there, and I said, "Oh, you're not going to scare me doing that." And he came so close and shouted in my ear, and I think I screamed, and I think I said a few choice expletives as well at the same time. But yeah, safe to say he did frighten me, but I think that's the only place I've ever really been frightened.
Yeah. So when you do your mediumship, is there a point where they're coming to you all the time? Like
no.
when you're asleep, do you have like a turn off switch sort of thing?
Yeah, so because I've been a medium all my life, I was born into it. It's kind of one of those, I can flick a switch and I can turn it on. So, as soon as people hear that you're a medium, they go, "Oh, can you tell me something about me?" Prime example, I'm laid in a hospital bed, and the nurses said, "Oh, my friend says that you're a medium. Can you read me?" And it's kind of like, oh God, okay. And one girl was crying at one point, and she said, "I can't believe you've just brought my nan through." She said, "That's uncanny." And she said to me, I said, your nan says your little girl's on her way as well. And I said, "You're obviously pregnant at the moment." She went, "I didn't even tell you that." So it's things like that kind of still shock me, but it is, it's one of those validation moments, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what's your favourite location that you've investigated so far?
You know what I'm going to say, Nikki.
I'm going to say the same.
Newsham Park Hospital, definitely, hands down.
Nikki, which one's yours?
Oh, sorry, I was just reading Ali's comment. Newsham, it was one that we went to because it was a bucket list one for all of us, and we'd wanted to go for so long. But when you want to go somewhere so badly, I mean, my favourite is hospitals and asylums. I mean, given what I do for a living, it's fairly obvious, but it's my absolute favourite, and I was fully expecting to be completely let down and for it to be absolutely rubbish, but just to be able to tick that box and say, yes, I've done Newsham Park.
Yeah, we've done it.
But it was just on fire all night, wasn't it?
From the second we got in, yeah.
Yeah, it was me, Gemma and Rachel. We went with Justin Fantham from United in Paranormal, and we just had the best night. It was non-stop. Nothing's been like that since, has it?
Nothing can compare at all, no. But I think we did it the right way though, because everyone else went off to the popular areas that they've seen on the TV. We just found the first room that we passed and walked in and stayed there whilst the hype sort of died down a little bit.
And it was just from the off.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never been to Newsham Park. Always wanted to go.
Yeah.
But it's one of those we'll say to you, oh, it's so amazing, you've got to go, and then you'll go and it'll be flat as a bar.
Yeah. It's always the way though, isn't it?
It's really cool. It's a cool place to see, apart from when you get locked in a mortuary trolley.
Oh.
Sounds
fun.
I get lots of everything. If there's a coffin or a trolley or a slab, I'll lay in on or under it. But they shut the lid on me in the mortuary trolley. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I don't know if I'd like that.
I've just got a bit of a compulsion to get in stuff. It's a bit weird, but they all humour me.
Like the bath at East Drive.
There you go. Yeah.
I remember that.
On the cupboard.
I think that in the bath as well. East Drive as well.
Yeah.
I didn't experience the bath.
We decided to find out if I fit in the bathroom cupboard. It turns out I do.
Is that a regular thing when you go out? Just see what I can get into.
Yeah. Will Nikki fit? Let's find out.
Do a poll.
We've literally got photos from every event that we've ever gone to, and Nikki's doing something.
It's got to be done.
Keeps it fun, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, you've got to have a laugh. You can't. There's too many people out there taking themselves way too seriously in a field where nobody's an expert. So you know you've got to have fun. If you didn't, what's the point?
Exactly. It's just a hobby.
Yeah.
So.
Indeed, it is.
What about you, Jolene? What's your favourite place you've been to?
The Eloise Asylum in Detroit. Absolutely amazing. Out of this world, off the scale like Newsham Park as well. Just from as soon as you walk in, the place was electric. And probably about 2 weeks before I went to Detroit as well, I was having dreams about staircases that were in there and doctors who were there. And everything was validated as well when Todd, my friend from Detroit Paranormal Expeditions, took me to the historical village. I can't speak again. Everything that I said, the lady, Brenda, who actually runs that, gave me a book. And when I read that over like the course of a couple of days, I was amazed that the people who I'd seen in my dreams, but also whilst I was there, were actually pictured in this book. So it's just, I don't know if you can go there anymore though now. I think it might be closed.
Was it abandoned then?
But the guy who owned it opened it up for paranormal investigations.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think a lot of the TV people went there, and like the Destination Fear and all the the local paranormal groups used to use it as well.
Yeah. Hello, SK. Are you all right? Hope you're well, mate. So what are your thoughts on paranormal TV at the moment? There's obviously lots of thoughts on it, being most of it's fake, apparently. What are your
now and say I don't watch it.
No?
I don't watch it.
Great question, Michael.
To be honest with you, I just think everything's a little bit stale. Everything follows the same format. Everything is stale. It's something needs to happen. It needs a shake up, I think. And there's plenty of people out there who are producing really, really good shows that are on Amazon Prime, they're on YouTube, they're doing things outside of the norm. And the likes, I don't want to say anything, but I'm going to say it anyway. But it's boring. Everything that you see at the moment is boring, and it does need a shake up there. I've been a bit risque there, sorry.
The investigation shows, there's only really Ghost Adventures still, isn't there? That's on TV anyway. And Help My House is Haunted, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. There's Help My House is Haunted, but I couldn't tell you what else had come out new. It's like Joe said, I've probably watched them all several times in the past. Yeah. I've never seen them. But
how do we shake it up? do you know what? How do we shake it up? You know, that's a question that we need to be asking everybody. You know, everybody's got their own way of investigating, haven't they? And everybody's got their own take on what a good TV show should look like. But these commissioning officers don't really want to listen to that. And they don't listen to the people who are doing the paranormal day in, day out. And I think, you know, because it's not TV, is it? Yeah. And
Mark's right. You don't want a show that's scripted, and networks won't touch anything that they haven't got full control over. You know,
exactly.
It's whole for entertainment purposes, read between the lines. You know, they know what they want, and they will find who will give them that. So I think the people who are putting out stuff on Amazon Prime and YouTube, they don't have a network to please. I think that's the stuff we probably should be watching.
Yeah.
Rather than feeding the networks who are just encouraging, you know, screamers. And then you get that comes around, you get people coming on your public events who think it's like Most Haunted, and they're going to be screaming and running for 4 hours. And then, you know, we all know you sit in a room for 4 hours and nothing happens. And then
talking to air.
like, oh, this is boring. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing.
So box away now.
I know, I sat there thinking, oh, should I say that?
I'll just let you two do it. It's fine.
Gemma's ever so diplomatic, aren't you, Gem?
I'd like to sit on events sometimes.
Me and Joseph just keep digging.
Hey, if you've got opinions, what's the problem with saying it? That's all I say.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always in trouble, so who cares? You know?
I think with TV, you just obviously, Mickey, you know as well as I do, you know, Ofcom has huge regulations and they have to adhere to it. You know, you can't speak about money, you can't speak about finances. And, you know, when you're bringing spirit forward as a medium, everything's got to be demons. Everything's got to have this evil, negative take on everything. And it's just not like that, is it? We all know that there are negative spirits out there. We all know that there's, you know, these investigations that are sometimes, you know, provocative, for want of a better word. But, you know, they need to ease up on it. And, you know, people get bored of looking at the same thing week in, week out with the same people. You know, where are these shows where it showcases different people on different episodes, and then you go by the ratings and have a look and see which people are drawn to other people? Because quite frankly, there's certain people within the industry that are kind of far too big for their boots now. And it's, you know, and it's everything that you see is, this is negative, this is a demon, you know, this is unholy, and it needs exercising. And it's kind of like, you know, oh,
should we remove Jo's shovel from her before she digs herself into the hole?
No, Jo's not said anything bad about anybody, so it's all good.
It's just an opinion. Yeah.
That's the thing though. Like you say, Amazon Prime, streaming services. I think that's YouTube. Obviously, that's the place to go. There is a lot of fakery out there, but there's also real people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kev, there is, isn't there? Kev, isn't there? There is a show coming.
Is Kev going to let any cats out of bags?
Yeah, I think he just did.
Probably.
If you watch my episode with him, you'll find out.
Oh.
Ooh.
I just think, you know, we are an all-female team, aren't we? And there are all-female teams all over, and, you know, there are all male teams all over. But I just think, you know, when you put two teams together, you know, the dynamics changes massively, and it doesn't matter how you gain your evidence, whether you gain it as an all-female team or an all-male team or a 2-man plus 1-woman team or what have you. I just think the dynamics are just all off at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the supposedly male-dominating TV shows of the paranormal. Like, where's the women? What are your thoughts on that? If you'd like to,
I think I do think women are underrepresented in the paranormal TV world. They are, but then, you know, women are totally different to men. Men can compartmentalize things, whereas women tend to nurture and tend to be a little bit more emotional about things. But it's we are, as well, we did a newspaper article, didn't we, about women in the paranormal, and we are an underrepresented, you know, group of people. But I think I blame that on the TV people, though, because you look at the majority of people, the dynamics, when you look at analytics, and it's majority of people are women who watch this. So, you know, that's probably where it is.
Now, there was, Kev, getting onto that, there was a show, I can't remember what show it was now, that they used to say what time of the investigation it was. So that's going back to Ali's comment. I can't remember what it was. It like 2 a.m., like 3:37 a.m. Was it TAPS? Was it Ghost Hunters?
Yeah, I think they did
originally.
Yeah. And Ghost Hunters International did that as well.
Didn't Paranormal Lockdown do that as well?
I think they made it.
Yeah, they did the hours, didn't they? Yeah, so quite similar. Yeah, I quite like that idea, to be fair, because obviously you are going to show the best bits for a TV show. You're not going to show the hour and a half that you sat doing nothing and there's nothing coming through. Because like I say, that's boring.
And it's always going to be edited. Everything you watch is going to be edited, but it gives it a little bit of context as to how long they've been there.
A bit more realistic.
I mean, like, you know, like the likes of Paranormal Lockdown, they don't just go to somewhere for the night. They spend the full weekend there from Friday right through to Sunday. And we all know that paranormal activity just doesn't happen during the day. During the night, sorry. It happens during the day as well. You know, because, you know, everybody goes out at night time thinking, oh, you know, they come out at night. They don't.
Yeah, exactly. Because
just a lot less distractions on an evening.
Yeah, that's the only reason, I would imagine. But then, how many times do people have experiences with the paranormal when they're out doing shopping, when they're in their house, when they're in a building, going to the toilet or whatever? When you go out actually searching for it, you have equipment, you're asking out, you've got voice recorders. What makes you think it's easy to do it then than when all the experience you have more just doing your everyday things, don't you? Everyday life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's because everybody's so busy though, aren't they, as well? You know, you're going about your day-to-day life and you don't really have chance to think about anything. It's kind of, you're running on autopilot.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I just think sometimes people put too much pressure on an investigation to, I need that evidence. You know, you will talk to me, you know, and then they don't, because, you know, why would you? If they're supposed to be humans that have passed over, you know, if you spoke to me like that, I wouldn't talk to you. And I suppose it works the same in the spirit world.
Sorry, you've all frozen.
Have we?
Oh, no, you're back. Frozen. Mickey just stopped.
We all started.
Hello?
Have the wheel of doom.
It's this laptop. It hates life at the minute because I'm making it write an essay that I don't want to do. So I've got about 1 million tabs open along the top. So it's struggling.
You're busy as well.
Always.
So when you go out, for the people that haven't been to your events, what sort of structure is your events? Do you investigate like the TV? Do you split into groups? Do you use equipment? What's the the idea of you girls, how you investigate, or how a night would look?
We do a little bit of everything. I mean,
I was going to say we try a bit of everything, but we are kind of guided by the guests as well and what they want to do.
I mean, you will always get the guests that will just stand there and be like, entertain me.
Oh, yeah, the silent ones.
So you kind of always got to have something up your sleeve to do. But the last event we did, Ali was there, a really cool experiment with Joe, which we're going to carry on doing because it was so popular. Kind of a test your own mediumship rotation. You know, one of the areas was Joe doing her thing, and that went down really, really well. So that's something a little bit different that you don't get on a normal. public investigation. But yeah, we try and do the usual. You know, we've got the tech if people want it. We've got the old-fashioned Victorian parlour games if people want them. You know, the Ouija boards and table tipping. We'll have a go at anything. But yeah, like Gemma said, I think you've got to be led by who you've got. You know, if you've got a group of experienced investigators, they're not just going to want to stand around and look at cat balls all night.
No, we like for them to get as involved as possible, get the best experience.
Do you ever have people on your events when they, like you say, they just stand there and they don't know what they're doing and they're really shy, and those sort of people, they're quite difficult to encourage, aren't they, to get involved because maybe they're a bit scared, they're a bit nervous.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They don't know what to expect. Yeah,
we just let Gemma unleash the Scottish charm on them.
I think, you know, it's all about inclusion though, isn't it? You know, if you know that somebody's quite fearful, and you can usually spot them during the welcome meetings because they don't really speak to anybody apart from their own little groups. And I think if you include everybody and you kind of, you know, you speak to them and make them feel a little bit more included, and just ask them questions and push them out of that comfort zone as well, I think usually that does help. And especially with like the mediumship experiment that we do, it's interactive for everybody. You know, people will sit there and say to me, oh, well, I didn't see anything, or I didn't do anything. And it's kind of like, okay, you know, that's okay for you to feel like that. You know, we're not asking you to kind of get it on the first try, you know, just participate and see exactly what you can come up with. But yeah, it's interesting.
It was really popular.
It's good to use different techniques because I'm sure we've all been on public ghost hunts when we all first started, and as you go to more and more, you think, well, that's rubbish. So it's good to find new techniques and new ways to make your events different from everybody else. So if you've got new techniques that you're doing, new experiments, that's really good. I mean, people will then talk about it and discuss it with other people. And like, oh, on their event they did this. And I'm like, oh wow, that's good. Never heard of that before. And then that's another unique selling point for you.
Yeah, and it keeps you interested as well. I mean, nobody wants to go and do the same things over and over again. So
exactly. What are your thoughts on equipment? Sorry, Jolene.
That's okay.
Personally, I mean, I like the equipment. I mean, it's good. You know, like we've said, getting other people involved and showing them different ways. But I prefer the old-fashioned, sitting in a dark room, using your own senses sort of thing.
Yeah, note paper, pen.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know you'd finished there, Jen. I'm a bit the same. We've all got the gadgets, you know.
Yeah.
You carry them around in this huge box in the boot of your car, and you don't unpack any of it. You know, the little voice recorder comes out and maybe a torch or two, and that's about it. But yeah, I'm very much like Gemma. If I'm using anything, it's a voice recorder or a camera. Occasionally, you know, set up a few little devices around the room. You know, if you've got REM pods or whatever, put them out. But not a big gadget person. And the spirit box just drives me insane.
I love the rhythm of it, to be fair.
No, it's like 5 minutes. It's got to stop.
I quite like that thing that was used at Smithwick when we went a few weeks ago. You know, the lights.
Oh, that tripwire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite cool. I like the Joe. I don't know if you've still got it, Joe. The paranormal puck.
Yeah, I still got that.
We took that to Morecambe, didn't we, when you set all fire alarms off?
I didn't mean to do that.
It's going to go down in history.
Oh, honestly, that was one of the most funniest nights ever. I can't. Do you know what? I must have forgotten about that because I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying what was the funniest moment, and I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, the owner didn't think it was funny, but the rest of us.
So what happened
I'll
there then?
explain to you what happened because otherwise everybody's going to be going, oh my God. So Nikki and I, Jilly, was Jilly there? I think she was.
Me and you. It was just me and you. And we met the Wednesbury lot and Gary.
Yeah, and there was somebody else who came with me as well. I can't remember, but anyway, Emma, that was it. So we went to the Park Hotel in Morecambe, and I got some smoked chips. So we were going to do some smoke ITC. So I looked around the room and I was like, oh, the smoke detectors aren't going off. They look like they're not going to go off. But unbeknownst
They had
to
lights
me,
on them.
Oh, wow.
so I just let off one of these little smoke chips in one of the rooms, and Nikki's like, "Oh yeah, that looks good. That's really good, that, Joe." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Right, okay, let's put a bit of light in there now." And then all of a sudden, woo, 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 woo. I went, "It'll stop in a minute." It didn't stop, and I was like, "Oh God, it's not stopping." And all I could do was laugh. And that was it then. I was known as the fire starter that night.
The best bit was it was a direct alarm to the fire service. Even better was that the guy, the key holder turned up to turn it off, had lost the key for the alarm box and had to use bolt croppers to get it.
And an angle grinder. He had to get an angle grinder.
Yeah. Yeah, all because. And he's like, "What set it off?" I'm like, "Oh, tea light."
You little bibbers.
So yeah, smoke ITC. I'm still yet to use it. So we just need to do something with smoke chips because, yeah.
Not indoors.
Little
They
pyromania.
are good, though.
Oh, yeah, look great.
Yeah. It was good fun at the time, though. I'm sure, it was good fun. It was memorable, put it that way.
It's a story.
Yeah.
I did get my fingers wrapped though for it. It was like, oh, bloody hell, Joe, about 2 hours of our night just gone.
Wow.
Oh,
So was that like a private night or was it an event? It's just a private one.
We used to
Team
go
share,
to
wasn't
Nikki.
There was Russ and Den and Ali and everybody from Wednesbury. I think Justin was there. Us. It was a team share.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was a good night.
Yeah,
I bet that was fun though at the time.
Yeah, it was funny.
Naughty.
I still cringe now thinking about that.
Oh wow. That's
Can't take me
brilliant.
anywhere.
I love that. But so of all the obviously the famous locations, the famous cases, poltergeists, etc. locations, is there any that you think or that you've experienced and think, well, that's a load of rubbish, that story's not real, or you just think it's made up?
I'm not keen on 30 East Drive. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my one.
I think it's too hyped up.
Have you ever got anything there?
No, I only went there at that time when you were there with the
okay.
West London Paranormal.
Yeah.
But I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, I've been 5 times and I've only ever got one bit of spirit box stuff back, and that's it. Really, a good response, and that was it. No bangs, no voices, nothing really.
I think the only time I jumped was when that guy jumped out of the bedroom in the dark into the hallway.
Yeah.
I think my feet left the floor. That's the only time.
In the army gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear.
With his burger. He's sat there doing a vigil and he's got 2 burgers that he had like Uber Eats deliver or something. And we're like, where'd you get that from? He's sitting there munching it. It's like, wow.
But yeah, that's got to be my worst.
What about you two? Any stories?
I think mine's the same as Gemma. I was a bit disappointed by East Drive. I'm glad we've been. It's one of those, yes, I can say I've been, because as soon as anybody finds out you do this kind of stuff, the first thing they say is, have you been to East Drive? Or have you been to that house in Pontefract? So, yeah, we can say we've been, but I wasn't blown away.
Oh, gosh.
Everywhere else, I've been
house girls. To be honest with you, I have had activity happen there, but it was a voice, and 3 of us heard it and the other 3 didn't, which surprised me. But for some reason we all heard different things, And it was just, that was the only thing that had happened though, and the only thing that really let it down. But yeah, it's not one of my favorite places at all. You know, I just think that it's a money making, you know, house now for people.
Oh yeah, it's booked out every day for like 3 years, isn't it?
Never been to Woodchester.
Woodchester Mansion.
I'd like to go to Woodchester. I've heard some really cool things about it.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times, but I've been with on a team share. I think one of them, and the first one was a public event, and the rooms, they're also open. You can just hear the other groups, and so you're not going to get any evidence that you can say, right, that could possibly be paranormal, because it's probably them banging or someone over there or a voice from around the corner. Unfortunately, it is a lovely place and it's everything you could want in a haunted location is Woodchester Mansion. So I'd like to go in a small group.
So Nikki and I went to a special place, didn't we, Nikki? And that was absolutely off the scale with activity. Nikki, you came with us actually.
Huh?
Yeah, Mickey was there.
Are we talking about the same place?
No, we're talking about the castle. So obviously we've got
Caverswell Castle.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the place in Wakefield where the cleaner let us in.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to say names. Why?
You're not allowed to say the names. So I don't know. It's just a stipulation. So, but yeah, you came with us that night, and there was activity in there, and you know, people still ask me to this day, "Are you going to go back? Can we go back? Can we book a night? Can we book a weekend?" And it's, you know, that place was unbelievable.
Yeah,
that was amazing. I was just in love with the bath.
They're big, aren't they?
They were brilliant. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, we've got to go back to that place. No, when you first started talking, Joe, I thought you were talking about the place in Wakefield where the cleaner let us in.
Well, that's another one. That's just amazing, and that's up for sale at the moment for just short change of £3 million. So. Yeah, it's great, but that place was off the scale as well. You know, walking around there, you could see people coming down the stairs. You can hear people. There must be, how many rooms must there be in there, Nikki?
I couldn't even estimate.
Oh, in there? I don't know.
Where we went in Wakefield.
Yeah.
We went somewhere in Wakefield, and a lady who I know cleans there, and she was part of the staff when they worked in there, because it was used as a family home, but then it was turned into offices, and then it's now been sold. I think, I don't know if it's been sold yet or not, but the family who own it are selling it. But it was absolutely immense, just unbelievable. Such a beautiful, beautiful building, but also very, very active, to the point where EVPs were Class A EVPs. You've got, you know, spirit box activity, telling people names who were sat with us.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Very, very good, but also very, very not allowed to go in there. So don't think that'll happen again in a hurry.
Yeah.
It was one of them, was it?
I mean, as they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it? Most of
exactly.
the time.
Yeah. That's the main point. But I do remember you making pizzas, Joe, at that castle.
We did make the pizzas. We had a great little
pizzas.
Production line going, didn't we?
Did we make about 35 pizzas?
Something like that in about an hour, wasn't it? It was just something really random.
Yeah, I will admit, turning up and seeing you lot making pizzas, I'm like, what? Have a pizza? Oh wow! Cheers.
We do go to
Mickey. You know, because we know you like your food, so we were just like,
you sound on fat.
I never said you were fat. I just said you like your food.
I do love pizza, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone likes pizza, though, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's easy to make for guests as well. So you know, it's a good job. So apart from Jolene setting fire to locations, what's the craziest thing you've had that's happened to you on an investigation?
Oh God.
Something that you think, oh my God, that was crazy. Do you remember that? Or something, a guest maybe did something?
Ridiculous. Oh, now I'm on the spot. I can't think.
I mean, a crazy night for Ghostoul Paranormal is me not injuring myself, maybe. But
Yeah.
I'm a liability.
Gemma is our resident liability.
Yeah. You have to sign your own waiver.
Gemma's the reason we have insurance.
Okay.
Gemma's the one that takes out the insurance to make sure Gemma's covered. I actually can't think.
Oh, I genuinely can't think now I'm on the spot. After we've gone, I'll think of something really good.
I know.
I think the craziest thing was Drakelow tunnels for me.
Ooh.
And that was probably my first ever experience of transfiguration mediumship. And I remember being in the car with Gary on the way down. And I said to him, oh, something bad's going to happen tonight. And he was like, don't say that. Don't say that. And sure enough, it did. So, you know, it's unbelievable. So, oh, that's amazing, Dustin.
Yeah. Cool. Congratulations.
That is amazing. But yeah, I think the whole Drakelow tunnels before that closed, that was a hotbed as well of things that happened in there, and that basically the feeling of somebody. Yeah, I nearly said something then. It wasn't going to come out quite right as well, and people would have laughed at me. But yeah, the feeling of the stench as well that I could smell. It was horrible. But yeah, Gary had to bring me home afterwards from that. It was kind of like, oh God, what's just happened? But it's happened since then, and I kind of knew what was going on. So it was quite all right this time. But yeah, transfiguration mediumship is I think I might just leave it to one side for a bit.
So were you learning to do that then? Jolene, were you learning to do that, or were you just watching Gary do that?
No, so it's totally different to what Gary does, really, because obviously Gary uses his red light and everything, and this is kind of I was in my friend's kitchen actually, and I'd gone in and said some choice words and seen this lady stood there, and now I'm really good friends with her. Yeah. And I don't know why, but they were talking about this lady, and I heard this lady just say, "Can I have a minute, please?" And I went, "You've got 1 minute, and that's it, no more." And they were talking about this lady who was walking with a gentleman, and she said, "Oh, you know, everybody thought they were having an affair, and they were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing." And this lady, she just come through as bold as brass, and she said, "That never happened. We just walked and talked, and we're just friends. That was it. We were just friends." And with that, it was impact. I could feel the impact of the car hit my back. And as the car hit my back, I could feel like the right-hand side of my body just cave in. And as I was there, I could feel that my neck was broken. But as I looked up, I could see a tree to the back of me. And all I could remember when I come back through was that my voice wasn't my own. And the two women were looking at me and were like, "Oh my God, what is she doing? What have you?" And as soon as I come out of it, I felt so drained and so emotional. And Becky and Julie actually turned around to me and said, "I have never seen or witnessed anything like that in my life." And they said, "Your voice changed, your face changed, you sounded exactly like she did." And I just think that was just testament. And she said, "You know, from now on, I'll never say that she'd had an affair, because it wasn't true."
Wow.
I've thought of something.
Yeah.
Gemma, you're going to kick yourself when I say this one, because it's literally the funniest and most bizarre thing that has ever happened to us. Thomas House, Seance Room.
Yes.
How did you not think of that?
Because I was put on the spot
Yeah.
and I couldn't think.
That was just the most hilarious and bizarre thing. We were at Thomas' house in Tennessee, and we were in the seance room, and this room is known to be super active. They always investigate in there. I think there's a sulfur spring runs underneath it, so they don't know if that's something to do with the weirdness. So anyway, we'd been told previously what kind of stuff goes on in this room. Apparently, there's a spirit of an old pervert in there, essentially. And when they regularly investigate in there, he responds to being asked if he wants to see certain parts of the guest's anatomy. And
Fair enough.
Yeah, and we were both like, yeah, whatever, you'll tell us anything.
Yeah,
And
we were told it beforehand.
Yeah, we've been told it, and they're like, you wait and see what happens in this room. So we took it with a pinch of salt, and we're all sat around in the seance room, drinking, chatting, just sitting around. There were 5 or 6 bits of equipment on this table, all kinds of different things. There were probably melmeters, REM pods, periscopes, whatever, all did different things. And nothing were going off. It was all switched on the table. And I can't remember who it was. It might have been Scott or Craig. Suddenly just said, hey, so-and-so, I can't remember the guy's name, the spirit that's supposed to be there. Do you want to see so-and-so's boobs? Every device on this table lit up.
The room lit up.
On cue, every single device just went off and then stopped. And then we carried on laughing, talking. We're like, I can't believe that just happened. And it four or 5 times in relation to various offers, did this, and every device on the table, bang on cue. Never seen anything like it. It was hilarious, wasn't it? But that's the most bizarre thing I've seen on an investigation.
Yeah.
Funny and really odd.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's known for it. And we thought we were being wound up.
Yeah, we thought that Chris and Mike were just trying to pull our legs, But no, they were right.
Wow. Don't know what to say to that.
Funniest thing ever. And it's true, you could ask normal questions, you'll get no response. You ask something a little bit cheeky and responses on the money. It was the weirdest
It wasn't
thing.
just one thing that went, literally everything went off.
Yeah, every device on the table all at the same time. When it had previously been quiet for 10, 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Really odd. It was great.
Wow. That's is that proof of the paranormal?
I don't know, it was funny though.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
Great night.
One you don't forget, another good story. I love that.
Yeah, I told you I'd think of something, I just needed time.
So I've got a couple of questions left for you ladies. The first one, bucket list location to investigate anywhere in the world. We're going to go there. You can stay there as long as you want. Where are you going?
Alcatraz.
Yeah, but that. I thought the only real bucket list one what I wanted was Newsham. So I feel like I've kind of, because I've done that, I've not really thought more about it. But yeah, definitely Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the island with the creepy dolls?
Island of the Dolls
Yeah,
in Mexico. Yeah, that's my one.
that sounds pretty cool.
That doesn't sound too great to me. I'm not a fan of dolls.
What about you, Joanne?
I'd like to do the Thomas house, but I'd also like to do the Axe Murder House in Villisca as well.
Yeah.
So,
Mark loves dolls.
I want to do a little bit of a road trip to America and do a few locations.
Oh, Salem.
Salem, yeah.
Oh, Salem, yeah.
Like coming home.
Yeah, that would be awesome, doing a paranormal road trip for America. But I nearly did that, but then COVID hit and I couldn't go.
Ruining everyone's fun.
It was, yeah. So Kev's got a question. What separates Lost Souls Paracon from all the others?
Where do we start?
Good question, Kev.
Very good question. I think we've got something for everybody. I mean, I know a lot of the Paracons. I mean, we're not trying to compete. We will go to these other Paracons there's no anonymity. It's not an us and a them situation. I think we're planning. We're going to Parameet, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and we're going to go. We will go. There's no us and them, so we're not trying to compete. We're not trying to be.
Okay. I think what it is that we're really easygoing though as well. The speakers that we've got, we know them all personally, which is great because they're all on the same wavelength as what we are. They're very relaxed. They're very easygoing, and I just think that what do we offer? It's going to be laid back. It's going to be very, very. It's going to be structured because obviously you've got speakers, you've got people there. It's got to be structured. But then we've got our party night, we've got, and then we've got our interactive workshops and immersive and interactive workshops. And to be honest with you, I don't think that we've had those with any other Paracon. When we talk about workshops, it's all about delving into and gaining that information from those people. So, we've got a witchcraft and a spells, workshop. We've got the mediumship workshop. We've got the historical research and writing workshop as well. So we've tried to kind of package it so it's a little bit different so that it appeals to everybody, not just, a lot of people want to do mediumship, but not a lot of people understand how important it is to do the history or the research. But then people want to build their own tech, but they've got nowhere to start. They don't understand how to work something or how they can actually start to build their own tech. But then witchcraft, all about spells and how to cleanse themselves after these investigations. So we're not trying to teach people to suck eggs. We're just trying to enlighten them and broaden their horizons with the workshops that we're doing. And I don't think anybody's done a sound bath, have they, girls? So I
can't wait for that. I don't care what else is going on. Me and my yoga mat are going to that sound bath.
I've heard of them.
Oh, they're amazing. And it's just it'll be an hour. Yeah, it'll just be an hour of gentle meditation, relaxation with a sound bath. And honestly, that just finishes our weekend, apart from obviously the Q&A with the speakers and things like that. But, we're not different, but we are different.
Find out for yourselves.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think we like to pride ourselves on the caliber of the guests as well. We've tried to get people from, all TV shows and all different kind of walks of life, like Mike Cabell. He's from Hull. He's coming over. We've got the Americans to come over. We've got Kalani, who does food vlogs as well now. And I just think, we're trying to appeal to everybody, but also we're trying to appeal to the younger generation, because at the moment, there isn't anything out there for the younger generation. And there is an awful lot of upcoming young people who are interested in the paranormal.
Yeah, Kalani, you mentioned him. He films a lot with all the American YouTubers, the big ones like Exploring with Josh, Sam and Colby, and all them. So there's your young audience there. And I've seen a couple of his videos, quite interesting. He seems a nice lad. So when I saw you had him, I thought, oh, fair play.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't think the three of us sat there watching all of the hits coming through on the website was just literally mind-blowing. And the amount of tickets, literally, we've got tickets that range from,
it was mad.
For everybody, every time we announce somebody, the website goes off. And, every time we're doing something, the website goes mad. And the VIP tickets, I think we've probably got about 4 left, I think, of the VIP tickets. But then, we're trying to cater for everybody. And like I said, they all range from £55 right up to the 180. But if you want those VIP tickets, you really need to get in there quick, because they're not going to be around for long.
Nope.
Exactly. That's the one thing when you're hosting an event, especially with a Paracon, you think, I'm getting all these guests in, are we going to sell all our tickets? Is it going to be beneficial for us? And at the start of it, you must be thinking, come on, let's go. And then you start getting ding, ding, ding. And it's like, yes,
Do you know what?
It's working.
Yeah. When we sat down and we spoke about the event and we spoke about our pricing structure, we are doing this, but we know that there isn't going to be any sort of profit for us whatsoever. We know that. We kind of resound ourselves to that fact. We're doing this because something needs to change. We need to be more inclusive. Everybody needs to kind of come together, and we all need to support each other. And everybody bangs on about para-unity and things like that, but in reality, is it actually there?
No.
And I just think, while some people might not like other people, and it's like, oh, well, you're going to that, you can't possibly come to ours. Go to as many as you bloody want. Everybody is different.
Yeah.
You might go to Parameet, or you might go somewhere else and you might pick up information from there. You might pick up information from us. You might sit back and go, well, actually, I really enjoyed myself at this one, and I'm going to go to that one again. And wow, actually, I really enjoyed that, so I'm going to go to that one again. Yeah. But the fact is, we kind of took it on board with the cost of living, how much it's going to cost to actually put on an event of this magnitude. And I mean, it's not a small event that we're talking about. When we started to plan it, it was kind of like, oh my God, the enormous task in hand, the magnitude, the scale of it. Even now, I sit in the car and I'm writing to the girls constantly my voice notes, and I'm like, I've just found this. What do you think to this? And it's constant. And do you know what? I can't honestly thank them enough, because they listen to my rants and they listen to me and my voice notes constantly. And I'm just like, thanks, girls.
I enjoy your voice notes. They're all kinds of ramble.
Me and my head, honestly, you don't want to be in there. Oh dear. But it's, it's a great distraction. Obviously my partner's at sea sometimes, so I'm here quite a lot on my own. So I do an awful lot of, work, and Gemma and Nikki both have young families. So, it's a team effort. We don't make any decisions without consulting each other. And that's how it is. And to be honest with you, I'm quite surprised that we are as organised as what we are.
Yeah, once we are, it's always going to be.
But yeah, I think, when the sales started coming in, that for me was, we're doing the right thing. People want to be seen with us, but also they want to see the people who we've actually brought together. And I'm more looking forward to the party. And
God, I'm not.
It's all little
so excited for that. But I just think that'll be I just think that'll be the penultimate for us girls, then, to kind of sit back and kick off our dancing shoes a little bit and just kind of breathe and say, look what we did.
But it also involves wearing a dress.
Yes, Gemma, it does.
You don't have to wear a dress, Gemma, if you didn't want, but...
Yes, she does.
No,
not tell her that.
I've just had it there.
But Kev, if you and Lorien are trying to get time for it, honestly, get those tickets. Even if you get the deposits and you sort those out, you need to get them ASAP, because I don't think they're going to be around.
Nope, not at this rate.
Is there a plan for next year as well?
Oh, Vicky, we've not even done this one.
Well, you got to get involved. You got to think about these things.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah, there is plans for next year.
I was going to say, we're throwing one or two things around, but I'm excited.
But it will be another major city.
Yeah.
But
We've got a rough idea of where we'd like to be and what we'd like it to look at next year. So the stuff just on the back burner for when we've pulled this off and decompressed afterwards.
I think we need to decompress for about a month afterwards before we start all over again.
You know that's not going to happen. We won't.
I don't think my heart can take it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, like everything, you know, everything that you see, you know, all of the posters that get sent out, all of the graphics, all of the videos, you know, we do all of that ourselves. Yeah. So that is exactly what we do. And, you know, like I said to the girls, you know, my brain goes at 100 miles an hour, and the voice notes, I'm like, oh yeah, I've just thought of this. I've just thought of that. And, you know, Nikki reins me in every now and again, but I'm glad that they do kind of let my creative juices flow.
She does get very excited.
Nothing wrong with that.
I do like it.
So John wants to know how your leg is. I presume it's John.
Oh, John, thank you. Well, I'm sat here with it up as usual, but yeah, for everybody who knows, they think I've got an autoimmune disease and they don't really know what it is yet. So I have an appointment on the 10th of March. So yeah, spent a lovely week in hospital, somewhere where I don't want to go back to. So
she was not happy.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Dear, the daily updates.
Oh. Yeah. And do you know what? I absolutely take my hat off to all of the NHS staff who are working under crippling conditions, and you know, the stretch on our services is disgusting, and it is, and it needs to change. And you know, instead of us sending money to other countries, we should be looking after our own, and we're not. And that's my political.
Let's put that little soapbox away. Moving on.
I love that.
But yeah, my leg's all right, John. Thank you. Well, it's not all right, but yeah, I've had my stitches removed today, so touch wood, it should be all right.
Oh, dear.
You know what? I'm going to bring a soapbox to the 1920s do, and I'm just going to stand on it.
Why not? New career in politics.
Oh God. I think I've been living with Mark for far too long. I think that's what it is. Bless him. He should be a politician. So.
So my final question for this evening: if you could get rid of something in the paranormal, what would it be? It's gone forever, never coming back. What would it be?
Ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
Ego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, massively.
That was easy, wasn't it?
That was easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So thank you, ladies, for joining me this evening. We've had an awesome chat. Some stories that I never knew about, so that's great. If you could just let the people watching know how to get hold of you on social media, where they can get their tickets from for your Paracon, that'd be great.
So we are on all the socials, Lost Soul Paracon, and the website is lostsoulparacon.co.uk. There's links to the website from all the socials. Once you're on the website, you'll find links to our speakers, you know, information, there's ticket links. The tickets are at the moment available with a £10 deposit, followed by 2 direct debit payments, just trying to make it that little bit more affordable for people. Yeah, head to our website, see what we're doing. We do regularly update the socials with the kind of latest news and the latest offers. So give us a follow and see where we're at.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Again, it's been a pleasure.
It's been too long, Mickey. I think it needs to be a bit shorter next time.
Yeah, we have met up a couple of times at some scary locations. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. But yes, thank you.
Hopefully, we'll see you at the Paracon.
I think I'm away, but I need to double check.
That old chestnut.
You just read my mind, Jolene.
Yes, thank you, ladies.
Plug.
I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. You've been
See you
awesome.
later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Wow, guys, what an episode. Those ladies are lovely. They've got so many stories, very professional. Make sure you go onto the website, go and get a ticket for the Paracon. It's going to be amazing, and go support the girls. You can support me by subscribing to the YouTube channel, follow the Instagram page, and we have another guest for next week. We have Adrian Perkins, the ghost detective, author, paranormal investigator for many, many years. So, yeah, I'll see you next week. See you later.